on home soil.
Okay, we got DRX on defense, we got KRU on attack, and it'll be interesting. So we got no duelist harbor. Because in theory, if you start doing like smokes down deep here, like this becomes a choke, and obviously this is like a choke.
I don't know what will be. This off angle is a common one. You see a lot of Jet players.
Pistols at the moment 2-0.
Just to try and catch that contact early on, and he sees it, signs of life. But
he ate the knife. He ate the knife, he couldn't dash away.
He couldn't dash in and away. There's a dart's going to be used nice and early. KRU not committing past that point.
Bro, these guys tanked damage.
Walking back
oh
up with Foxy 9. Quick to respond, takes up that space once more, but as he swings out,
every time they're not expecting someone.
To be in
nice shots, bro.
It's disjointed. It's individualistic at its core, and DRX.
Yeah, they were not expecting him so close. And we're just going straight up into a crossfire. How has Mako won that?
Into the moment has made it that 2 versus 2 onto this pistol round. They need this win. They need it now. Damage done. Almost single digits to a lot of the Mako.
Oh, that's a shame, man. MTA was doing so good on this one. Okay, it's 1-2 now for pistols.
Into position, and they read
I'm surprised, man. Mako did great. Like, Mako did great, MTA did great.
Here, there was no exit. They were just stuck. It was nice patience from Flashback and Mako there to just keep them.
I think it didn't matter that they were stuck. They had a really good. They had a really good 1-2. I just think they needed to commit a little bit heavier.
A good start to the map. They've already got half as many rounds as they did on Haven. And they're expected to be able to get the second, so...
Like, as soon as this guy goes down in B main, it'll fall apart.
DRX players.
Yes, this should do. At least a better beginning for them. Large part of DRX when they're on the defensive
Kesnet, man. Kesnet nearly bought armor Sheriff.
The Outlaw. Long sight lines, trying to defend down B.
Then kind of went, hold up, I'm an Omen.
Down towards mid.
Maybe the smokes are the one.
Classic way that DRX have been playing this map. They've been trying to get
maybe I need some money.
The op, and on rounds where they don't have it, they'll set up some kind of like flash and dash play. Aggressive.
Okay, yeah, good news is MTA as well, obviously farmed a little bit in that.
Start of rounds, watch out for Kesnet!
Oh, goodness me. Yeah, if you're not awake after that, you will be. This guy is ridiculous, Kesnet.
Well, that's why he gets a Sheriff.
Well, I mean, a lot to make out from this KRU comp.
So he has actually played Omen once before.
Dude, they retake over towards B.
Don't ask
Wait, this is kind of scary for KRU.
I was just looking at the
for
stats.
DRX.
All right, okay, apparently he's played it once. So, very experienced Kesnet on the Omen.
Of course. Yep. To be expected.
He knows all the tech.
It's unlucky, man. There was a small window. I like what DRX did. They faced over towards middle. They got the info middle once there was no one trying to take or like heavy go for the gun.
It's a big gap in through. You can already see the pings on the minimap from DRX there.
Do they do this or do they do this?
Melzer.
It looks like they're doing the fast.
It down at least. It will
okay,
be
so they cut it off shallow.
Of this site. Foxy 9 wants to play close now.
Still going to be very hard for them to get through this choke.
Letting them even get into the side here in front of the cove. It's very heads up, but he's going to be overwhelmed anyway.
Yeah, I like it.
Outlaw into the hands, flashback
Not
into the secondary, but not able to land the Sheriff's shot. Still, Mako is here, waiting to receive. They're all going down to the classic right clicks. It's a disaster right now for DRX.
Absolute shots were hit as well. Fair play. I like it, man. We wall off this at the half, and then
they'd won the pistol.
They cove in. They're kind of using like cove cages to close distance. Get out.
Flattened 13-2 on Haven.
This is an absolute shot, though.
And then Kesnet gets that open.
I tell you what, though, chat, should not have been this easy.
No way.
The decision to play up aggressive at the A choke point as well. I didn't mind it. He got in front of the cove, he got inside of it, but there was just way too many players.
Yeah.
And against, when you're on an anti-eco there, you're playing into the people with classics in hand.
Yeah, that's the thing. And like, because they're using cove and they're using stuff like this, like they're forcing you to play close. Then you just pick up the guns, and then it's not really an eco anymore.
Already got null command online.
And he can farm this.
Ability to get out of here unscathed.
Yeah.
That might be more important because he's just donated a Vandal over. They're looking to recover this.
Kesnet is just going for it, man. He's not shying away from the fight. Does he realize that one player slipped past him, though, and including that rifle, picked up at least the guns, but flashback off to the side. And as well, we'll just put one straight to the dome, but lots of players ready to receive, and it will be no resurgence, at least from DRX into that round. Just a little bit of damage, but again, the guns being at least picked back up, and not even a worry, I think, for KRU. If you're looking at the money situation, you'd think they were cheating. You got about 7K in the bank on some of the players.
I mean, they picked up so many guns.
There is one positive here for DRX, though. They
got
a kill with their bundle.
Damn, bro.
And they are playing for that.
Yeah.
They are playing for that.
I mean, they've got to be getting value here out of Buzz's operator.
They need to.
I think that's an enormous win condition for them.
And
Buzz was
big buy rounds
in the playoffs,
where they would have to eco if they lose it, and they're up against the KO. They've been stacking this early. And we can see an anti-KO. We've got one mid, we've got double. No way, they insta-knife. They know that he's here. It's like the best knife they possibly could have done. It's also nice, like this knife gets all of the back of middle here, so you kind of know if you need to use extra util. All goes off, blocks vision.
But it weakens a lot of the other extremities as a result. Asks a lot of them.
Buzz can shore up the B extremity, so it's only really A that you're worried about. But once things go silent, now you're concerned that KRU are grouping up and about to hit into, you know, Buzz with a drone to push him off the angle, or hit into A. Mako's going to be confident enough to jiggle peek out A and get a little bit of information, a bit of security there. So they're feeling good about the A site right now, but all throughout, they're having to be careful towards mid. 0 point now thrown out towards A main again. DRX still feel like A is safe, and that's exactly the timing that KRU are using to group up.
Mako's going to have to do a lot, and then we kind of need to keep an eye on if Foxy gets distracted by the guy's A main, or if he focuses heavily on Kesnet.
Mako is the sole recipient of all of this aggression and smoke. Just lay it down nice and early and sprays it away and will play for his life. But the door's going to be broken. Still trying to take this fight offset with the movement. It's nice by Flashback. He does answer straight back into it. Drone. It's going to be used. Pressing forwards.
They 1-2 this really well, man. Oi.
Adjustment. Transferring with the rifles, and now no
3
time.
bullets.
Not available here.
That was crisp rounds, though. They played very well. Very, very well. Mako, Foxy did great here.
DRX, better beginning than Haven, at least.
DRX
it was still pretty nice from KRU here as well.
Knowing that somebody
the actual plan from KRU here is pretty good. It's that one over towards dude, what are we even calling that? Little hallway thing?
Inside the smoke towards A main that we'd seen.
Actually, I have no idea what any of the call-ups on this map are.
It looked like it was going to send Abyss spiraling in the same direction as Haven. DRX have got there too. Now it's time to push further forwards.
Yeah, just inside one into the vent.
Op on B.
Okay, so with that, their money should be close to when everyone's.
Yeah, that's a hard read.
Could be a reset, but they would just drop.
DRX have been playing a ton of Abyss.
Yeah, this is a big run for KRU.
I think DRX.
One away from
but I think DRX have played it the most. It feels like they opt into it a lot. They've been picking it tons in Pacific. So they're comfortable there, but it also means you kind of have a read on how they play.
Lovely from DRX, by the way. Recon went down deep over towards here, full clear information, and definitely heavier lean if they want to. They cleared A main, drone goes over towards middle, cleared this and this, Sova rotate coming in. They should have 3 here by the time the Buzz gets.
Not backing away from this fight. In fact, they want to be the ones to draw that blood up and the bound. This quick scope.
By the time he gets overwhelmed,
and there's no return of that.
Can he get another? Because he's in trouble.
And kicking. Finally, the reinforcements flooding back in and around, but the bullets running out.
Oh, did we forget?
How the hell are you still alive here? Dash back along.
How's he still alive? He's a beast.
Over the shoulder, leaving it just down to Shy. Bullets.
Damn, bro, what a round from Buzz. That was sick.
The miracle worker.
Finally challenged on B. Finally delivers. It's not that he was whiffing in earlier rounds, they just weren't coming towards his
side.
Dude,
honestly, if you have no util here, like see where he is, if you have no util to like actually...
what you were talking about earlier, Brent, that form he was
maybe it's too big anyway. It's just a strong pause.
Get him an op into his hand, and if you challenge him, if you come into him, he's so good at playing around the utility, playing around these angles.
I actually think here with an op can be really strong.
Flood in, using him as a distraction.
This area here,
take it towards mid.
like you gotta,
found that success
as long as he's always careful of his right, to actually like flank round and hit him from the side, you're never gonna kill him. You've got to go into a crossfire.
Really gonna get the angles here,
so he can just heavy rely on right side, and then you're gonna op. You're always gonna take
yourself through.
It looks really strong with an op here. If you've got no util to flood out this. And the thing is, to flood out this, you kind of need double.
Drone
wide.
In the mid round here. Util broken with the cam. Taken care of.
Like having an Omen back there.
Buzz, getting himself back onto these
an Omen could be good there.
Better
you couldn't smoke B, you couldn't smoke A though, right? It's miles away.
Look, it's still going to be a split.
Yeah,
Buzz could definitely ruin
double
this.
controller comp could work well.
Buzz can even spot this one out, but again, High Tide works its way across. KRU calling for that. pause.
Well, he gets info.
Okay, that is scary.
Who is that lunatic?
Flashback takes the time and pass, but it's watched for. Traded out and around. Hunter's Fury up through heaven. That's a connection.
Put the all into the eco. What's going on, man? This is a stacked round.
It's down to just heat.
They get the information on 3 here, then flashbacks to the lunatics and push them through the Harbor Util, trying to catch them as they're going for the split. They put a Sova ult into a low buy.
Running short of basically any sort of win.
I guess is okay if you're trying to do damage, and I mean if you get the kill, maybe.
But a discipline of DRX
and snowball. A little bit bold to just do it off the bat.
Catches it. I know where Heat is. Only 8 seconds left. This is a round win for DRX. Just about how they play it. And Heat will look to
hey, what though? Damage-wise,
it's
not too bad.
Too much. At this point, DRX are perfectly happy. Economy is booming. It's flourishing. They're saving for a house, even in this market.
No one's saving for a house in this market.
That's true.
Good luck putting a deposit down with 9K. Crew are going to take a tag time out here. This map starting to get away from them. I actually like the idea that they came into the round with, but you could argue that Buzz has just won 2 rounds in a row for his team. Despite the fact he didn't really get kills in this round, that updraft to get all of the info, that it was an A split, allowed and encouraged. I mean,
it did allow everything, it's true. The info was pretty big there.
The Hunter's Fury. If they didn't realize that that play was happening, they'd probably think that's part of a big A exec. All about the info. And Buzz's confidence ended up paying dividends there.
Yeah.
So there is a reason that DRX have been selecting Abyss, but it's so difficult to know how good teams genuinely are on this map.
It's a wildcard map heading into Champs.
Yeah, it actually
Even if you've played a lot of it,
you don't know how good teams are in your region at it as well.
So
it's like the whole thing with the whole thing with EMEA and POW, right? Like EMEA played like a bit of POW internally, but every EMEA team would have been like tier 3 in comparison to the Americas teams on POW. Just because they were so bad at it. But you never know, like internally, how good your region is on a map.
That is the benefit. So you see in DRX
EMEA POW, oh man, EMEA POW after watching like Americas, that actually was so painful to watch. It was mental.
It's not like DRX are slouches, I think, combined as well. They are a good team.
Yeah.
I refused to upload some of the VODs, I remember it.
Normally has their permapan, and
that Heretics game, oh my goodness.
Screams, we've set up a bit of a trap play, or an anti-strat.
Yeah. At the same time though, DRX are really good there, so. Very solid team on buy.
Yeah.
Crew are putting such an emphasis on the middle of the map, trying to get value out of this harbor.
Okay, so they do a little timeout. They still got money just.
Their players are being drawn into this area, but it's not like Crew have been able to exploit that by exploding into sites.
Yeah, they have been dragging, as you mentioned, players to watch it, even potentially going for a contact re-clear.
This is very...
He's alone when he sees this one. Only the one player, it's Kesnet jumping, hopping around.
With a KO?
The fact that there was no punish should be a tell in itself. Is that solo player flash peek as well, Kesnet. Might see a bit of an overheat as well. He's still got plenty more util where that comes from. TPing all over the place here, but calling for that pause and a different angle for Buzz, but still the same value. This guy has got that consistency when you put that up into his hands.
Bit of an early peek. When do we wait for the recon?
I'm considering the dart just to get that info, but he spotted one player before the smoke was up.
Yeah, recon should probably be happening soon. Well, I mean, honestly, Buzz is watching it.
Called for that reinforcement. Buzz, though, smoked off now. In through the wall, he's going to hear these footsteps right past him. Will tilt away. And there aren't really enough discipline in terms of the way the Crew are playing this one.
He did good, though. Keep an eye on the time. We've got 18 seconds. This guy's got to get the spike.
It's just isolated, picked up by Kesnet. TP's back and away again. Anchoring players, not expecting
Lovely from flashback. Okay, very nice. Omenal to pick up the spike. That's why they weren't too worried about it.
Crew are trying
they're trying a lot of middle.
Of the map, more than most teams would on Abyss.
Yeah, but it's because they got no duelists, so they got to go middle, really.
Buzz is AWPing. As soon as they got that into his hands, and as soon as he actually got the read on which areas of the map Crew were going to challenge, it's been a game changer.
Yeah.
It has shifted the momentum in this map massively. And playing different angles, too. He was just trying to post up on that classic high ground on B. Now he's playing all the way back in heaven, then maneuvering his way over
DRX have
mid.
A lot of ults.
Mixing up a decent amount. Crew going for that 1-1-3. This is really risky. But Bane comes
that is an absolute shot, man. That's ridiculous.
And in no position to get a kill either, yet still Comes up with it.
Insane
A nasty
flick.
adjustment.
Is it because Fnatic started banning Power? Probably part of the reason.
But I think with
I mean, EMEA were ahead on Lotus,
last few rounds from the DRX
and they were like the ones that got the meta down on Lotus pretty heavy. It always happens with a new map.
I think it was more so the flood defending from KRU that Termi wasn't given enough credit to be honest, in that coach's interview, which we'll see whether that has impact in this game once the sides swap.
Exactly.
But for the moment, not really getting much value out of this. Are they
but Heretics kind of taught everyone, like, Heretics kind of taught everyone how to play it.
Yeah, Drone's going to be used at least.
Saying that, I still think Paper Rex kind of taught most people how to play that map.
And as well, that golden beam of light up.
Wow, man, we really go for that.
Pushing forwards is traded. Hunter's Fury used to try and help them out. Buzz as well. He tried to get back into the action.
Yeah. So now we're leaving the mid and we're going for the straight up site hits. 3v3. Been one of their better positions to win.
That does leave an opening for DRX. They've saved some util. It's in their back pocket.
2 Harbor Roads so far.
And a Paranoia MTA in the off angle. Needs to be that trade. Shy. He joins up, links it all the way through. Bane spotted up onto that high ground. Has to know what his last 2 players are. But now, wrapping around once more. Slowly as you go. But a real difficult round to win. Set up here. Shy taking that first one. Knows there's a player tucked. Again, the off angle will not save you, but again, time is of the essence. And it's starting to tick away out of the grasp of Bane.
Yeah, we don't know time.
Win cons diminishing, and with, I mean, that's gone with a circle, just shrinking.
5 HP survives. I mean, honestly, that is actually kind of big that he survives here.
Similar game plan from
They need to make sure they don't get reset when he's low.
Mid. Pure site exec, overwhelm behind the reckoning. But this time, the important thing being that Buzz didn't find too much value. He's in a spot where, in theory,
I mean, this shot is insane.
1, 2, playing around that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. God.
Back to the operator for Buzz.
And another
this is the main thing right now.
Massive stack.
Yeah, they gotta really be careful. DRX goes straight up aggro. That's a lot of people. You weren't expecting that.
Yeah, I mean, he handed over towards that.
Dude, honestly, this play with an Odin spamming could make it a lot better. They were not expecting numbers here, which is interesting because like you just know that they started going for site hits now, so you probably should expect like heavy here or heavy here.
As you saw, and it ends up meaning that DRX was stretched a little bit too thin.
I assume that DRX have chosen this round because they were worried about the null command that MTA's just popped.
Yeah.
You don't want to allow KRU to
I think you can see.
So they tried to disrupt the game plan. Fortunately, doesn't quite work for them.
Oh, they do get. Oh, hold up.
Right back into it. Flashback though, backs away. Just
and honestly, Foxy's KO here could be nice.
At least with the teammates who are arriving, but not expecting that Melter's already crept up onto that deeper angle. Shy, finally with a plan. There's no chance in hell MTA is getting a res online, so he's going to be dropped just post-mortem. Bane, high ground angle reset, at least enough to get the 2. And Flashback drop down into that
nice.
1v2.
Good committed swing from Heat here.
Overcome it. KRU with that discipline,
really
doubling
good
up
swing.
And contacting together to win that round.
Is Buzz close to ult? Because they kind of need a drop from one person.
Good reaction at the end there with the double swing.
So what I was going to say here is,
make it very difficult for DRX
if we're looking at this map and the map before, you are starting to see the fact that Mako isn't like the most experienced caller.
Yeah. Trying to make use of the distraction.
Like some of the calls on some of the rounds are not what I would want to see.
An interesting idea doesn't quite work.
Like once you realize that they're starting to just hit sides, going aggro onto one of these sides if you're not splitting is pretty balls.
Broken here. Glide its way forwards. Knife does not get broken, so Buzz.
I would have been fine if it was something with like middle as well. But
walk away from Buzz.
Yeah.
The player with the op who's been ruining our chances of getting into sight. So I think
okay, this must be a giant round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Completely different angle.
1, 2, 3.
Heat.
Yeah, here we go. This decides a lot really in terms of where the half goes or ends.
B, but the team's grouping up on A. Look how weak the A site is right now. Only Mako home.
Thank you for cursing that all KRU needed that. Dude, I think Foxy popping his ult there and chilling would have been pretty big. Then you would have timed out the KO ult. And they might have tried to move for the KO ult, and then you just...
As the drone comes out from Heat, Surely they don't group up A on defense.
It could be false confidence for DRX. They do have the crossfire. Mako, Paranoia. They know he's isolated onto that corner, spamming away into the one-way. MTA, he can't respond and he can't back his teammate up. They are trying to fight this one.
Oh my god, okay, you do you, man. You're an absolute god, apparently.
Util, left 4, and Buzz happy to oblige and take part.
The shots that are getting hit in this map, though, is insane.
Everyone dealt with, everyone accounted for.
Okay, and like we said, money as well. 5 people staying alive. KRU got an eco. I think this is a lot on defense. I really do. I think this is a lot on defense. Unless the Harbor has some mental stuff on attack where you're taking like aggro map control and you can get info, I think this is too much for defense.
Looked like there was potential there for DRX to let this lead slip, but they've recovered. Minimum of 6 at the half is so much better than the way that they opened here at Champs.
You think Harbor enables the defense a lot? Just go aggro. Yeah, maybe. Again, kind of unknown territory. But I would always just...
A lot of players tagged, at least the 2 as well.
Especially with their comp, man. I would love to play against the Harbor.
Brute force their way past this one into the one-way, but rivals in hands. DRX will hold this one. You're not going to be favored there. There's no util to set up DRX into any sort of advantage. Or at least KRU, I should say.
I think that's a spot where KRU should probably be investing smokes. Seems weird to smoke off your own avenue, but just to take a little bit of control. That's a headshot. Knocks Bane down weak.
Yeah, you guys on mid need to chill a bit. Just hold the angles. I think
you don't want to let this one slip, do you? But seems like they're grabbing necessary kills across the map.
Yeah, there's definitely some plays that they're doing.
Here, but Cove makes
they're like maybe don't need to happen because they don't. Because they don't have a duelist again, you should just play to that.
This is a much better beginning, as we already mentioned in that prior
dude,
round.
I'm telling you, I think 7 should be way too much.
They got that momentum back at least as well, and you know, I was feeling rattled from this team. I was wondering if they were going to be able to pick themselves back up with so many players pushed into new roles.
I think because they got shut down over towards middle, so heavy.
New rookie players.
They now feel like they can't go middle, so they're trying to go like sides.
It is a difference maker when they are the biggest event of the year.
Kind of running.
They still have one final test to get over
against this one way.
7 rounds is good at the half, but KRU are now coming in with that Harbor ult, Sova ult. It's a great combo. It's very effective.
Knife.
Got to imagine they're going to use it here on one of the sites.
Well, that's one of the ults. Also, they managed to get 3. Whoa, that's nice. Wait, that's nice. They've been using the one way the whole time, 2 times in a row, conditioning. Then they get into it with a recon. That's sick.
Sometimes doing that Ascent A main play.
Yeah, it is Ascent A main just.
The Reckoning down instantly.
That was sick.
Teleport up recon so that you can.
And they condition them so heavy because like they're gonna be thinking in this area how they can like get through the smoke
spots.
Or like wait through the smoke.
Normally the damage has already been done too early.
Yeah,
that was
DRX
awesome.
have been usually tempered enough that when these sites get pressured, especially
as much as I was flaming the calling earlier, this was a genius round.
You're going to be able to get a kill, back away. My eyes are down. Never overextending their hands here. Flashbacks gets that acknowledgement. Cage, you're going to be got back up here. Shock darts removing most of the
That's a nice knife though. They know that they never have to focus over towards the left side of sight. Everyone can just focus right side.
Back up, but again, all the noise is being made, and DRX should know this one.
Wait, he ate that flash. That's impressive, man.
To come up with the one before the trade online. Kesnit.
Pick up
just an ult to try and pick up the spike. It was out into the middle of nowhere. A tap with 22 seconds left, but you've got to start to commit into this. And again, ice cold by DRX. Happy to slow it down, and now the full commit by Kesnit. Paranoia makes his way across, leaves it just down to the one. Kesnit backs himself away. He's hoping that he'll be able to get that easy fight. Singular in action. Does
this is the problem with going up here. You can't swing trade this angle. I've seen a couple of teams doing it. But yeah, the smokes might help him.
Around a tap, there's the danger zone. Kesnit in potentially a bit of trouble. The dart pushes him back and away in, and up for Bane to just get that half. Sticking and
that's so close. Dude, when the smokes...
Too much health for Bane.
The smokes worried me there. I'm not gonna lie. Kesnit gave that a really good go.
What a different beginning compared to Haven.
Okay, 8-4. I mean, that is a lot. That is a lot on defense.
They've done such a good job during that gap between map 1 and
this
map 2.
Was awesome.
At regaining their mental, and what a play here.
Yeah, what a play as well. This is a much better beginning for this second map here. We're finding out if they can keep that going as well. If we end up going to that map.
I think it's only the halftime music.
Red Bull gives you wings.
I'm into this guy. Let me check on the fast map anyway, VOD wise. It's still uploading. Dude, it's a short map. I thought it'd be able to upload right now. The third map's bind, and KRU normally veto bind. So we have no idea what they've got in store for it. Did they get 213 on Haven? They got annihilated. The double pistol, 4 clutches, every aim duel, 13 out of 15 fast kills. This so far as attack sided, yes. Over most of the games so far, yeah. So the 8 here is pretty giant.
Shortly, as the teams have their mandatory half-time, they can discuss, they can talk about it. But for now, DRX are going to be feeling real good about this. KRU, you know, Mimi kind of mentioned onto the desk with their composition. We haven't really
Donut Dog 08 with the Prime. Thank you so much for the 6 months, bro. I appreciate you doing that.
With how they've been able to bounce back, but you know, this Harbor pick, you might start to see a bit more value from it this time around. They were getting brutalized when KRU ended up playing against Leviathan.
Is KRU got a defense comp? I mean, they have no duelists, so they definitely should have a.
They can definitely take mid control.
Definitely should be pretty defense focused.
And it not find very much value.
We'll see what the Harbor does.
They're not going to be able to do any aggressive flash and dash combo stuff. Feels more like a read that DRX would be heading in this direction on the pistol.
How many does this guy see?
Extremely weak.
Oh.
And what we saw from KRU was success with flood.
So this guy should hear the flash.
You can't flood defend if you're not close
should hear
to
the
the
Omen
site
flash.
that's being hit.
Should see the recon. So he knows 3 people.
If DRX went for a B exec
so they can
right
head
now,
over towards
KRU
B, and
would
honestly, he should be
migrating.
taking space at the middle.
The great Western push.
It is. It's massive. Rotation timings are a big problem for a lot of teams. There's a kill trip.
Yeah, and as soon as they see the cage, they know that there's probably trips here, so they go a little bit slower. We've inserted one towards middle, we get the spike down, and it's the good plant.
Into the boxes.
That's
very
a hard
strong
retake.
into the post plant. You can allow most of DRX now to retreat into the main angle.
KRU are trying to retake here with no flashes.
And they're just trying to make a go of it. They've already made their way in through the side.
Hey, that's nice, though.
Flashback gets taken care of.
Stay alive.
Through mid, and a peek by Foxy9 is not set up at all. Buzz trying to at least even out the odds of the fight to be taken. Again, doesn't adjust in time up through that heaven spot. And now Melter sticking at the fuse, spamming into the angle, but a Cove defending against most of these bullets. Half is earned. Another smoke. Blooms and blossoms.
Nice recon.
Kill, and adjustment again. Flick of the wrist, tapping away with the guns, and it has to be reclaiming.
Good decision making. Did you get her in
time?
time? Oh, that was lovely, bro. That was lovely from him. Dude, the instant decision after doing the recon, knowing that he's going to try stick it because it was half already, that was sick. Dude, that was a fast right click.
Bane, a divine
Okay, double pistol for everyone on their maps.
How's he managed to pull that one away? KRU looked like they had that under wraps. They're still trying to play this retake style. I don't think they should have been using as much util early in the round. It would have been nice to see them still have a paranoia or a breach flash. A KO flash to be able to retake there on B. But the way that they just play around each other, it's solid. It took everything from DRX
okay,
to
so it's 2-2 for pistols and obviously 2-0 on this map.
4K from Bane.
That was a very good round from him individually.
KRU is still putting a really heavy emphasis over towards A. 4 players beginning on that side of the map.
I think KRU there, like the wall.
Yeah.
I don't know how long the Harbor wall was on cooldown, but the wall cutting off this crossfire would help them.
Alternatively, they might be very confident in their B retakes from scrims and less confident
It
on
just
A.
came in a little bit
That
too
would be
late.
a weird way to play the map.
What do we got for the buys? They're pretty much allowed 2 deaths because
trying to fend towards the backside.
Buzz is got the eco farmer gun.
Rooted themselves in, at least for this round. It's a gamble stack, of course, and DRX are going to be handed a nice open sight over towards B.
Yeah, so the default that most of the teams are using at the moment with
we're seeing Marco's calling B Very cautious though.
With a Cypher, where you'll break the door from here,
flashes,
and then you just have a camera. So you have a camera looking for into vents and just anyone crossing this line over towards middle.
Flashback to do that
Okay, this is pretty dumb from DRX.
Them a bulldog.
Yeah, like to do a 4-1 and have your one to have the gun is like 2002 kind of stuff, man. I don't know what's going on.
I'm going for something potentially a little bit better for it, but
Camera, I must wait a moment.
KRU now grouping up, ready. Try and make a good go of it. The cam was saved just for a rainy day, and that was now, so they get that information that there's 2 players from DRX out through into the back. Got to wait for these smokes now to get pushed up into the position. 1 flash held. We'll see if there's any danger very soon here for KRU. Drone used, time already running short here, but that Bulldog finding value. It's up to these site anchoring players. Mako trying to reposition up and around, and again, Kesnet a tap onto it. No way, you can't let this. You squandered an opportunity. Not again. Kesnet sticking. Half everybody's fallen, but the time is on their side.
What are they doing, man? I mean, honestly, they deserve to get thrifted after doing that. That's crazy.
Now,
okay, nicely done from KRU though. Like you can only play what's against you.
For the retaking team, but it did find a bit of value there.
Oh yeah, it found the opening kill, man.
And again, another post plant over towards B that looked very difficult, this time impossible for DRX to hold on to.
Oh boy.
If they're going to be planting safe like this every time, their post plants need to be better. They need to be able to stop KRU from getting back in.
Or at least someone play time.
It's only been pistols in their hand and a donated bulldog.
Sleepy Slug is extra toxic today. That was an awful round. I'm not being toxic. That was an awful round. I wouldn't expect that in
He pulled his knife out like he was the most confident player in the world. There was only 3 there. Could not be more surprised to see extra players. It was like, what, I haven't aced already?
It's damaged up, worse for wear, but still surviving here. Drone spotting the last 2. See if it bites them, handing over to Guardian. Flashback's already dropped though, so very little chances of this now as well. Foxy9 will be shortly following suit.
This could be a close game. They really messed up here. Let's see, we've got buy rounds, we've got a lot of money with that. 4 people staying alive.
So Rifles finally come on board. Round 16. We're seeing both teams with good economies. I'm concerned if DRX go into another B exec. That is where they're grouping up. On the
Anonymous Gifter, thank you so much for that, bro. Appreciate it.
Have been,
thank you.
They've been rough.
Yeah,
they haven't even been pressuring the KRU retake. They just give them all the space in the world to run back into the site, and then they're like, oh, whoopsie daisy, now we have to stop them from defusing.
And they are just, looks like a lot of exec util. Everything being combined.
Let's see how much.
Concatenated Shido.
Whoa.
Just takes a bullet to the side there. Thought he was safe.
Nicely done from Flashback. I don't even think he saw him. I think he just straight up went for a spam there.
In terms of trying to deal with this one, they won't
unless I missed something. We'll keep an eye on that Omen late luck. Like the Omen late luck could be pretty good.
Holding their positions now. The flank from Kesnet will have to
has a TP for this, but this guy at the moment, I mean, honestly, all 3 should hear it. Okay, just breaks it. Creates pressure. Omen flashes the guys on site and takes space.
Being heard by Flashback, and he deals with the flank.
Yeah, at least take space from it.
Kesnet dealt with now, flashing through the back as well, and bullets to follow through off the back of it. Hunter's Fury forced to be used here, but the knife is going to be cancelling that one out. So no, no, just
on the edge of it.
And a tap.
Dude, I thought it was good for him as well.
MTA now got to do the most, but with the rifle in his hand, just not enough to get over that barrier. Still heat, adjustment, snappy, tapping away. Can't quite get it. The easy kill. Time was never.
It happens to everyone. It happens to everyone.
Tragedy or a comedy, depending on which side of the table you want to sit on there.
I mean, they were both missing. They were both missing out here.
That different plant position, in my opinion, makes all the difference. And yeah, they still had Hunter's Fury to work with in the post too. But the fact that you're planting in that better
the game,
spot,
oh bro, that is me every rank game, man.
People on site can play around as well. It's super helpful to have it in that kind of position. KRU are going to take a tactical
yeah, you're just going to laugh it off. Okay, so this timeout is for sure going to be talking about the fact that they can't let them get this plant. I'm pretty sure. Like this plant over towards B should never really happen just because of the pressure of being spammed through the box. If I'm drawing the site and we're planning like here, there's a box here that you can spam through. You always want to be having the pressure there. Make sure they can't spam the plant here. So you have to get this, because otherwise the after plant from over towards B main is too good.
Very important.
So they need to make sure that this plant doesn't happen. You're going to see them fighting a little bit heavier over towards B. Or at least the Cypher playing less committed on the site, if they're going to keep the Cypher there. They might just do a switch where the Cypher goes 8. Chad, thank you for the 3 months. Not going to say the rest of your name, but I appreciate the 3 months, man.
The reason I said earlier that it would be a weird way to play the map the whole time, stacking 4A, playing retake B, is because it's just so readable. In the end, DRX, yes, Mako's new to the IGL role, yes, they have 3 rookies, they're not stupid. They're a really competent team. They're here at Champs. They're going to be able to figure out a setup like that if you run it the same way every time.
Paranoia to come on position there. It's going to be catching most of this one. And Draft, oh my god, just dashing into the face of it. Yeah, full understanding that Shy was going to be backing away. There's only a few positions he can play. Flashback.
They completely outplay them in the timeout, knowing that they were going to try play more off-site and stop the plant.
In that moment here, but MTA dropped down to his knees. A res possibility for it. DRX did get that plan a little bit prior. As there, tap onto the spike, forcing out most of the util, kissing it. Smokes to play with util on top of it. Nades rebounding.
Cove, but they're just so low, I think.
Flashback stepping up to the
they
challenge.
Tanked so
right past most of this fight. Meltzer not able to stick this one, sprayed and spammed down onto that angle. Heat trying to get tricky with it again, pushing and forcing the issue, but Buzz, the timing is impeccable. Dart reveals Kevin is alone and not enough.
It's kind of sick when this smoke goes down here to go on the ledge. So you have that extra angle to spam, and most likely they're going to be spamming the right side. I kind of like that.
Didn't look like they'd adjusted too much.
That was a cool little play from him. Like just to jump on the ledge when he sees the smoke is good. Yeah, I mean,
looking like they're making the adjustments that are doing the job. Wow. Shy adjusted his positioning.
That was cool.
Buzz was on top of his
head. The smoke helped them, yeah, because the guy jumped up on the like on the ledge.
It's because of the knife they've been conditioning with. They've been using it against the box, so Shy hasn't been able to anchor the back of the side position.
I think Shy should be playing essentially off-site at this point.
Yeah, retake, maybe up heaven.
And I think he should have been doing that in the previous round as well. They're just running very, very similar defensive setups over and again. I'm seeing the timer not ticking towards the top there.
Timer pause, and I start to get worried.
Yeah, and here's
because of that.
And here's the tech.
Oh, out of game.
Well, we seem to have identified the problem.
Yes, that's a problem. You do need the game open to play.
Yeah, some of my ranked teammates haven't figured that out yet. Game on, monitor on,
checklist. Got to run through before you jump into ranked.
Keyboard plugged in.
Yes.
Brain working. Mouth working.
Yes,
all important.
Yeah,
all important.
All important.
Well, this does give a little bit of time then for KRU to, take themselves out of the game and all ponder. They're not allowed to speak to each other, but all ponder in their own way how they might try to adjust this and get back in. Their buy is rough. They've got 2 Guardians, and they don't really have that same opportunity to break DRX's economy. They can do some real damage to it if they win here, but they have to win here. They have to stop DRX from getting up to 12. Otherwise, it's curtains.
Dude, that was a long load.
And I'm not convinced that KRU have come out with the correct adaptations out of their tack timeouts. I don't think their read on their defense
thanks so much.
Is that
appreciate the 17 months. Mini coach cam today? Yeah, it should be.
But right now, it's looking like they're a step behind DRX.
It starts at the basics.
Get them to finally do some work. Be nice.
Large degree, I think, as well, because DRX, they've earned up these big ults. At least the null command is a
You don't get to see it. I don't think it's going to be stressing this time, though.
Attention, at least.
I think it's too chill these days.
Not able to talk to each other during a tech pause.
Not as fun as it first was.
To move.
What, like their physical.
Not physically. I mean, they can listen. They can maneuver.
He's chilling. Yeah, he's too experienced now.
To employ sign language in the future. Communication during tech pause. Am I putting ideas into their heads?
The Atreides battle language.
I am a nightmare for compops. I think
he's too experienced, and because he's assistant coach.
Right, well, now Riot's going to have to
like
hire
a little bit of the
who's
stress
fluent
is
in
off.
sign language to make sure that Kesnit and Heat aren't discussing strategy in the middle of these games. What have you done?
Okay, to me, man. I don't know.
Getting back into it then. This is do or die for Crew. This really is the last chance for them to adjust the setups. And they have made a bit of a swap. Shy is now playing off-site towards B. They've got two players there on the B side of the map ready to support. This is finally them threatening mid-control.
They got to break this cam. Yeah, they're going this deep to break the cam. Poorly, and then start one over towards middle. This is what this pause here is why I like Euros or anyone like that can actually get out, because I think that this pause is great.
Nobody that's lurked up. Trust me, guys. Mel's is not pushed up in the spot.
Always get here before anyone spots you on attack.
Difficult one. Ult committed.
Yeah, and you can take a timing. Does he get in the cage before? Oh boy, it's a weird timing.
Here. And this is going to be a squeeze and a pinch into these A anchoring players. MTA.
It's a nice sight hit, man. And Harbor ran, so Flashback hears him, so Flashback has a kill, right?
From that with Mako falling, Flashback holding off angle, claims the kill onto Melza. DRX to kill feed that is filled up with red, at least for now. Kesnit traded. And so all the options that at least were present, available, were moved shortly after here for Crew.
PC crashed.
Not able to hold their ground onto that one.
And brutal. I mean, look at the webcam for Heat.
Yeah.
It looks like he's had a tech issue again. That is a brutal one. A tilter, too, because damage already done in the round.
Yeah, damage already done.
I don't work for Compops,
when did he time out, chat? Was anyone watching the minimap when he stopped moving?
You're not going to replay a round like this.
Not if there's been damage done.
He was also in a 1v3.
I was going to say, it just happened, right? Because for him to be here and this kill to go down, it must have just happened.
It looked like DRX were massively in control of the round. But as a player in that spot, you're feeling like your agency has been taken away. That's the kind of stuff that puts you on tilt. After you won 13-2 on the previous map.
It's a tilter.
Oh, bro, that's a huge tilter,
the mentality of both of these teams a lot, but you heard it from the desk too. This Crew squad, they live and die
the round
by their
count,
emotions.
yeah.
They do.
They are such an emotion-driven, fierce, red-hot team when things are working. And then stewing on themselves, getting a little frustrated when things are not working. And there's nothing more frustrating for a player than a situation like this. And they're also, economy's boomed. They're down 6 rounds. DRX are winning this map.
Yeah, it's 12-6. They are winning this map. You can say with most confidence, doesn't matter how wrong I've been so far in this tournament, I'm saying with a lot of confidence they should be winning this map.
Yeah, they should be. And so now you're thinking ahead to Bind, just to trickle
Where's that
some of that
balls?
kind of stuff in there. It has been a map that's looked regionally very solid for DRX. Crew's permaban recently too.
Yeah, a lot of unknowns for Crew.
We're expecting that to be a bit of a trap where Crew have got something prepared, but what? How good it is, we have no idea. And DRX historically have not actually been able to translate success on Bind into international success on Bind.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to keep in the back of your mind too. Has looked good in Pacific.
Mincho with the 7 months. Thank you with the Prime as well. Thank you, thank you.
So I'm just thinking ahead about it. I mean, from the prep that I've done, at least, of watching DRX on Bind, I'm assured and shy of the mark, at least in some of the matchups.
Dude, how's the first VOD not uploaded yet?
A lot of people
going on here? Oh, there we go.
Sure. Event, right? So it's Gen G.
Gen G are ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was a fast map.
But they've had, close losses in that regard. And it's a very fleshed out map for them as well. So I'm looking at Crew and I'm wondering what exactly could they possibly have been cooking up.
You can see just in the body language here from Crew.
Yeah, it's tapped out a little bit.
I mean, this is an absolute tilter.
They'll give it their all.
This is more tilting than losing.
Last few rounds, however many end up being played. Now, potentially.
Yeah.
Could go on forever, couldn't it?
Now, if DRX really wanted to boom them, they'd queue up a timeout right now. If we're really getting into like the mental warfare.
An assistant coach and coaches talking tech pause and that.
I'm trying to.
Otherwise, people would be breaking stuff everywhere,
man. If I got a
man.
timeout called after all of this, and I was Heat, I would lose it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, is Termi that cruel?
If we see it, DRX are winning this event.
I mean, Termi has been known to not call
Does he eat the BZ? Yeah, that's what I'd be doing, man.
That's true.
If he ended up
if you're running out of pauses, you need you can talk in the tech pauses, man. I'm accidentally throwing my monitor off the desk and be like, well,
yes, he's given him a
guess we got a tech pause.
Which
Let's
is
talk
you know,
for 5 minutes.
We haven't really spoken about too much, mainly because Foxy9 has been
you don't want to have
on
that.
this map. He's been supplementing, he's been helping out, he's been there, he's been present.
Yeah,
Prior map he wasn't.
Hasn't taken over the game.
But the power cable, yeah, exactly.
Foxy9 played an international.
Don't want to be
He's not
doing
a brand
that.
new rookie to these global events. Foxy9 was at Tokyo, but I would forgive you for not remembering, because he only played 2 matches. He went 1-1 and then he got benched.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a theme, a running theme of last year's DRX.
Bro, how long did it take to load? Wasn't he loading in?
People out and rotating the roster. A lot of questions about DRX, but they ended up settling onto this squad with a lot of rookie talent that they believe in, and their development and their scouting has been
Get him
good.
a new PC, man. Bring it in.
Foxy9 may be towards the bottom of the list of good, brand new,
Cijo 54 with the tier 1. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you doing that.
They integrated into the Smokes role and brought up. So they do have a fantastic history of being able to concoct talent and build for the future.
Yeah, they really do. And a lot have been asked, I think, at a veteran presence and talent on DRX. Buzz as an individual.
Ready to fly out the PC again.
Now, I'm going to steal an asset from the desk, which I'm sure they've called in and prepped.
Flashbacks to that tech pause, man. Holy hell.
Because this guy
Tyken with the Prime. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you doing that also.
Defensive half. And for me, I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit upset watching map 1 because the guy just...
Yeah, they're doing good.
In that regard by Kesnir, but
give him some replays to talk about.
And
the replay machine's breaking too.
Yeah, and putting on some
one's safe.
Excellent performances back here. Dancing around, dodging a lot of utility, and stinging like a bee when it comes down to it.
Exactly, but if Buzz is putting up numbers like this as well, it helps the whole team, because you got to think with the amount of just turbulence that this team has had throughout this year. Hello, we're back in camera. Wasn't expecting that, but that's okay. It's okay. Always ready for it. But yeah, with the amount of turbulence that this team has had over the course of the year, it's up to the veterans to pick up the pieces sometimes when morale gets slow.
So they would draw the logos if the tech pause was long enough? Yeah, but the tech pause I was talking about was as long as the Pacific one, and that was 6 hours.
Uplifting for the team, and being that...
And I'll do that. If we ever get a 6-hour tech pause,
turn the ship
once it's gone past 6 hours,
on a new identity,
I'll draw all 4 logos, or however many there will be.
It would be... I'd love to be a fly on the wall.
Hopefully we never experience that again. Addison Huff, thank you so much for that. Appreciate the bits.
You know, who is it that's there helping DRX
to the casters? Yeah, I mean, they're doing good
with all of these players.
Like the worst thing ever.
Some experience regionally, but you know, when you're looking at Flashback and Bane,
there we go.
To be honest, Foxy9, not as much experience.
Yeah,
we're back.
We are back. We are
moving around, right? Okay, we're all good.
At this point, staring
6
down
chances.
The inevitable, which is DRX
Money. I mean, they got all the Guardians out, and they're missing util a little bit, not too much.
Slow wait.
I mean, not even. I don't think. I think he just used this.
Awkward, so it is going to catch most of them here, pushing them back and away. And they want nothing to do with A now. Not that they showed at least presence towards that area of the map. Maybe that was always part of the game plan.
Shy is pushing up.
Yeah, so I mean, they got a lot of info, and he's just sending it over towards B, getting early info as well.
Might be able to at least get a kill. It's a fight.
Cypher v Cypher, Jaws.
More mid. It's being pushed.
Flashback's going to miss that.
Yeah. Back and around. It's a real awkward one. Jump spots about.
Oh my god.
Up for it. No, there it is. Flashback strikes and was shy down. So goes the setup towards B. So no command not even necessary. And he's really just done enough. It's 2 removed. Heat. He was running his wee little legs there as fast as humanly possible. But at this point, it's weakening out the defenders. Player spotted out over towards the A side. There is time still available. And with all this space gained and pushed up, vacuumed up here. Flashback even with that third. It's cracked open a side and essentially won them the map with that.
Yeah,
I mean,
if it wasn't curtains already for KRU, that lurk play and those kills have certainly driven the dagger into the heart.
I mean, Bind is going to be...
MTA looking to pick up the pieces.
Oh, look at him go. He's going for it. 5 HP.
Possibly on for the ace here as well.
Yeah, you might as well go for it, bro. Your team's got this.
Or are DRX going to be thrown into Bind?
MTA survives. Flashbacks on 5L, running his way around. No ace today.
Well, you can go for it. You got to try.
But it is inevitable.
What was I going to say?
MTA just...
Chat. Who wants to do the info? When was the last time that KRU played Bind?
He's going to give it a good go.
It's been a while, right?
Look at the angles to account for here. I mean,
I'm pretty sure it's that
perma position into Spawn Blade Storm right behind him. Let's knives out. He's behind him. He's toying with him. He's walking up right behind him. Oh, no. It's like a horror movie. But 13-6 for the finish. Map 3 Bind, ready and waiting.
Last time they played it was last chance qualifier last year. Oh, okay. Well then they've been perma banning it for the whole year.
From being battered in map 1. Reset